Welcome back to Thunder Insider, presented by Integris Health.
So welcome back to Thunder Insiders. We are going to dive a little more into this first round playoff series between the Thunder and the Grizzlies. We welcome in Nick Gallo from Thunder.nba.com. So Nick, let's start with you. We've talked about how good Memphis defense is all year long. They've ranked among the top in the NBA. They have two bigs that are very hard to deal with. So what do the Thunder need to do offensively to make sure it's their style of game?
Lay it out, Gallo.
Number one, they have to get into transition if they can. But Memphis does such a great job of making you play in the half court, making it a physical, full 24-second possession. So the Thunder's got to make sure that it spaces the floor and that Memphis has to honor the shooters that are going to be in the corners and on the wings. And then try to create as much space as possible within the flow of the offense with the high pick and roll and some of the other different ways that they get players involved and get bodies moving and the ball moving.
I agree. The Thunder will have to play in transition. That's been a very good ally for them during the regular season. But I think a key component for the Thunder's success in this series will be how they move the ball in the half court. Because let's face it, the Memphis Grizzlies will love to play in the half court, and the Thunder will have to settle in and execute in their half court offense. But I think a big key would be moving the ball, because if you move the ball, then all of a sudden you take the reigning defensive player of the year, Marc Gasol, away from the basket. When you have him running towards you or on the move defensively, he's not as successful. You take Randolph away from the basket, you get some type of movement defensively from that ball club, all of a sudden avenues to the basket open up, passing lanes open up. So that's going to be a big key, moving that basketball and having people move throughout the half-court possessions.
That's such a great point, because as we've seen the last few weeks, the Thunder is at its best when it's able to attack the rim. So creating that space, creating those driving lanes and passing lanes and getting the defense moving, kind of getting people out of their normal stationary spots and on the defensive end is going to create those opportunities for the Thunder to attack the rim, get to the free throw line.
Well, there's no doubt that one guy in particular is going to be very key in this series, and that's Serge Ibaka. And we know that he's going to be key defensively. But Kevin Durant told me recently we have got to get him more involved on offense. Why is he such a big part of this series?
You notice that the Thunder really tries to get Serge involved early in games, whether it's with Russell Westbrook in the high pick and roll or Kevin Durant on the side with Serge Ibaka in the pick and roll. They really want him to get his touches, get in the rhythm, because that's the way that the Thunder kind of spaces the floor in a different way than some other teams do in the West. A lot of these Western Conference teams like to spread the floor with three-point shooters, and while Serge can hit that corner three, the Thunder likes to use him kind of at the elbow or along the wings in the short corner, and that's the way the Thunder can space the floor in a somewhat different manner.
I think you also have to think of this, Gallo, the fact that they engage him early in the game. Because if you get him engaged early, obviously he's going to play defense. But Kevin and Russell, we already know what those guys are going to do. They've been very consistent all year long in their offense. But if you can get Serge engaged early in the offense, now all of a sudden you're not waiting for the second quarter to happen. All of a sudden Durant and Westbrook start to get double teamed, and we don't know where Serge is because he hasn't been involved in the offense. So if you get him going early, now he's got himself a rhythm. When that double team starts to happen later in the game with Kevin and Russell, it's Serge, that third guy offensively, who's going to step up and have a big game.
Opposing defenses know that they're going to have two major headaches with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. If they realize early on that they're going to have a third thing to deal with, then they know that it's going to be a long night.
A third headache? Is that what we're going to call Serge Ibaka, the third headache? Well, we're going to be breaking down this playoff series all the way through here on Thunder Insider. For more, Nick Gallo, the hardest working man in basketball. Just check out his stuff on Thunder.nba.com.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
They just love the team, and love what the organization stands for, and they just love the Thunder. So it just brings a different type of energy to these events.